Hello, how you doing, boys and girls? This is the Morning Garden Show, and it is now 10:46 a.m. in my location, and we're being fertilizers. And one of the fertilizers that we're talking about is one that's absolutely free. It is one that you produce every day. It is called human urine. And human urine is a fertilizer that does an outstanding job, in my opinion. It is very good for your plants, and most all it is safe to use, um, and it is free. There are many different ways. Good morning very much. Playing in my yard. Playing in my yard. I like that title. But I will say this, folks, is that um, I've been doing a lot of testing here lately. I've been using human urine for many years now for my plants, and it does an outstanding job. The only setback I will say is I can notice that when they're in the yard, if you get close enough, there is slight odor to them. I will say that. Hello, how you doing, Food Farmers Permaculture? Good morning, good morning. I'm just getting off work and came in, and the first thing I did was grab something to eat, and I started looking at my plants. And I gotta say that the plants are doing incredibly well. But I'm thinking of adding something else to my the urine, human urine for my plants. Something that the urine does an outstanding job. I mean, it really does. But leafy plants is what I've been testing it on for the most part. Leafy plants and some pepper plants. I forgot about the pepper plants. And the first thing you notice when you use human urine is that the first, the very next day, you will notice that the plants become more firm. That's one thing they do. They do that immediately. They become more firm. You can tell it if you take your finger and try to move the leaves. You can see that they're very firm, and they get this real, uh, for lack of a better word, uh, well, is vigorous. Uh, it has a vigor to your plant. It definitely has that. You'll be able to see that right off. Bright coloring, you will see, and you will also see that the leaves will go from a dull kind of green to a real shiny green. Yes, urine is awesome for plants. Mold yesterday and fungus dies. Yes, yes, absolutely. You're telling the truth, food forest permaculture. It is really good for your plants. Um, but what really throws a lot of people off is that it's so simple. It was there all along. It's so simple, and that's what really throws you. You're conditioned to think that you have to buy something in a bag, and it has to come from a store, and it has to have a brand name on it, certain brand name, to be really good. But for instance, this is one of my test plans. Now, I want the reason. Now, this was done. I started feeding it maybe uh, 2.5, 3 weeks ago. One thing I want you to notice: look how shiny the leaves are. Look at the color, flawless. Now, I will say this: is that when I started 3 weeks ago, this plant had a lot less leaves, and these leaves just started coming out and everything. Now, this plant is a Swiss chard. But look at the leaf, folks. Can I get? Look at that, bright, shiny. Looks like I sprayed oil on them. And this is all urine. This is nothing else. Human urine, yes, human urine is incredible for. I mean, it's just the plant wants to grow when you put that in there. Human urine. I'm trying to get everybody excited about it because I'm showing you the truth here. This is nothing in here. The soil mix I made myself. See the soil mix? That's uh, that's actually peat moss and vermiculite. And I was gonna put well, excuse me, it's called what is it called? Perlite. It's peat moss, perlite, and some of them I actually added a cow manure to it. Now, not all of them. All my pots were not added. Cow manure was not added to it. Do you collect in containers or buckets? You are a very good person. You stepped in today. But let's do one thing, folks. Let's keep this thing simple. It's nothing trust me, it's nothing complex about what I'm doing. All I do now, uh, if it's a bucket you want to catch it in, fine. If it's a jug you want to catch it in, an old repurposed milk jug, a gallon size milk jug or half a gallon, do it. But the it doesn't matter. That is something that does not matter at all. It's just that you catch it, you add 1 part of human urine to 10 parts water, and that's how it's done. When you add it to the plant will immediately start to behave differently. Immediately, it will automatically get firmer, as I said earlier. The colors will brighten up. The reds will be red. Uh, the greens will be beautiful, beautiful green. This camera is like $9, and it doesn't do it justice from what I'm seeing here. Let me look at this. Look at this. Perfect. And it's no smell or anything. There's no smell on there, anything. And I'm telling people to try it because I did it. I did it on pepper plants. I did it on a couple of house plants. Um, you put it. You could even put them in spray bottles and spray it. Um, Now, yes, I uh, do spray it on the foliage. Um, I do spray it in the soil around the roots because and with the human urine is actually um, it is actually better if you remember not to use a lot of it. You don't need to add because we tend to do that when it comes to fertilizers. As the old saying goes, more is better. And that's not the case. All you want to do is make sure you moisten the roots and then spray the foliage. You could actually get real technical with it and spray. I just spray down on it like this because I don't have a lot of time to be wasted. But you can spray down and then up underneath the leaves on the backside. You can do all of that and really get it covered. And you will see that the plant, and here's what's going to make you excited about the plant. It's going to, uh, it's going to, it's going to react. The next day you should see difference. Like it'll be firmer. And then you want to do it like once a week. And you will see that the plant will start to grow. You'll see that the colors will brighten. You'll see that the leaves will get shinier. You will see your plant behave differently. Thank you for, okay. Let's see, questions. Playing in the backyard. Thank you very much. I want to say that this is the answer to all of your problems that you've been having with your plants. And I'm going to tell you what a lot of you are having problems with your plants. Because I deal with a lot of gardeners in my location, and basically their plants aren't growing. They buy fertilizers that a lot of times what these very intelligent and smart companies are doing, they're selling you cow urine or whatever kind of pig, whatever kind of urine and feces, and they're selling that to you, and they color it, and they dry it, and they make it look different, um, and you buy it, and I bought it, and I have tons of it downstairs, in fact. in my dry storage area. And well done. Oh, well, thank you very much. Finish the harvest. So thank you for your great topic for growing food with free buy for now. Oh, thank you very much. Food farm permaculture had to cut out, but he is a scholar and a gentleman, and he does a good job when he comes on. I haven't seen him in a while though. But what's going on is try it, and what will happen? Can you still grow grapes from store-bought grapes like you did in the past? Yeah, you can still do that. Let me tell you something about that though. Um, oh my goodness, what can I tell you about that? Just buy or go to a friend and get a cutting. Get a cutting. It's quicker than trying to grow it from seeds. It's just quicker. I'm telling you, I went through hell trying to grow those, and I learned a lot from it. But I learned. I mean, I'm telling you like this. Here's what I did. I went online and I found I have three different varieties of grapes right now, and all you're trying to do is buy the genetics. And if you want to get smart and get your money back, here's what you do. You grow the vine up some. When it gets around fall and goes into the winter, it'll turn. The vine will look like a dead piece of wood. And you just cut you some cuttings off about 12 inches long, 8 inches long. Stick them down in a pot. Leave them there. They will root. And grapes vines are really easy to root. Really easy to root. And you grow them up, pot them off, sell them to your friends and family, and get your money back for what you spent online originally. That's what you do. You get your money right back. I used to, uh, I think I got $5 a vine for them one time, and it was just crazy. Thank you for the info. No problem at all. Anytime, anytime. But grapes are really great to have on your property. Definitely have grapes. Grapes is like a royalty thing. When you have grapes on your property, people know that you are eating one of the finest pieces of fruit on the planet. Um, you can also make your grapes bigger by simply using certain pruning techniques. Because when you ever see those grapes at the market and they're huge grapes? Well, a lot of times they are using certain pruning techniques. They also are using certain hormones, which you and I should not use. But your grapes can get big, but not as big as those because they're using the hormone. But I got to tell you, got to be honest with you. Uh, uh, using When you use urine on, like say, like a grapevine, I usually mix in because I have a pellet stove, and if I burn for 3 years, I get about 40 pounds of dust that's called ashes. It's the dust. Any kind of ashes will work. And you put a tiny bit of ashes in the urine, shake it up, and that's where you're getting your potassium from. You're getting your potassium, and it is really going to make a difference because potassium is really great for growing blossoms on apple trees, peach trees, plum trees, grapes. Um, Potassium and the human urine is loaded with something called oh God, now I don't believe nitrogen. But there's a ton of other things in urine. I mean, I don't have the chart in front of me right now, but there's so much in urine that it surpasses a lot of the fertilizer that you're buying from the store. It surpasses them in actually being a better balanced fertilizer for your plants. You are not going to get this information from a lot of these gardeners that are online, and this is going to piss a whole lot of people off. The ones that are selling their own fertilizers and they're selling fertilizers for other companies, and they're telling you to go get this fertilizer or buy this rock dust and all this stuff. I'm telling you like this. What I've learned is that urine is sterile when it comes from your body. It's sterile. uh, and it is a byproduct that is so freaking good for your plants. You will not believe it, and you will wonder, why haven't I done this before? Um, why haven't I done this before? I should have did this years ago. When you go into a store, a box store, and you buy um, a bag of fertilizer, don't it? Tell me, doesn't it feel bad a little bit because you paying 8, 7, in some places $10 for a bag of basically cow urine or some other kind of urine and some feces from some other animal, and they cook it, and then they some places actually color it, and and so they throw you off. So you think that this is something special that they made. All it is a byproduct from a farm, and you could use your own urine to do that. You can use your own. You might as well use your own urine. Hell, it's free. Make sure you drink some water and or some soda or whatever, and it comes out the other end of you, perfectly sterile, and it grows you food. This was a baby plant a few weeks ago, a baby plant, and I actually saw it take off and start doing this. Now imagine if I had this in the right size pot, it would get bigger because I know that this pot is loaded with roots. But look at how the leaves look. Look how shiny they are. Look at how beautiful red the stems are. And I'm gonna tell you like this, folks. The the plant is totally healthy. It's totally healthy. You don't see any bug bites on this sucker or anything. You know why? Bugs don't really eat up healthy plants. They don't bother them. And sometimes that in certain types of plants, that shiny surface on that plant, bugs don't like to eat that. Look at that. Beautiful, healthy plant. This looks like a pretty house plant, but it's not. It's actually a plant you eat. It's called Swiss chard. And sometimes you see the people online with those giant leaves of what they call it, Swiss chard. And what the Swiss chard is a healthy plant that's eating well. When you see the leaves really huge like that, I'm telling you that I found something years ago when I got on this internet and I started looking around, and people were ashamed to say that they used human urine. They were ashamed of it. They were saying things like, "Oh, don't judge me. I use I'm thinking of, or I'm thinking of using human urine, or I heard that, but I'm not going to say that." And I'm going to tell you something, folks. This is nothing to be ashamed of. Urine is so good for your plants. You're going to be like, "Oh wow, I got it, I got it." Now don't take it all outside amongst your neighbors and in a jug where they can see through. That's all yellow inside, and they looking at it saying that's urine. You don't want to go to that extreme. I mean, just get a container that that they can't really see through, and and you take the container if you got a garage outside or out in the backyard. You put a lid over it, and when you make your urine to go out, you grab a ladle or some kind of dipping receptacle, and you pour in, and then you pour 10 parts of water in. Stir it up and water your plants like a normal human being. Just water your plants. No, you don't have to wait to use it. Urine will change, and it's a chemical makeup. 24 hours later, it will develop a kind of a smell to it because it picks up bacteria, um, which won't hurt your plants. And when you use it, all I ask is sometimes you mention where you got it from. Hey, I got this information from the morning gardener, and he's talking about urine again, or whatever. And you put that out there. Good morning to all. That's what she put there. Good morning to all. Um, and it's just a wonderful thing to really have your plants growing the way they could. I always wanted my plants to grow well. I own so much fertilizer that it's if you saw my dry storage area, My dry storage area looks like a store, and I kid you not, it looks like a store. At what's the name of the place called Home Depot or Lowe's? It looks like a store because I wasn't playing when I was collecting it. I was going to the store in the fall, and in the fall, Home Depot always have it up there. You get an $8 bag marked down to 250, and I used to get one of those little rolling uh, carts, and I would load it up to where the bags were falling off of it as I rolled through the store. And I did that for a reason because I thought, get it, resell it, get it and resell it, and I wound up keeping it. But sometimes I will sell if a person comes to me and they say, listen, I'm looking for this kind of fertilizer. I'm growing potatoes. I'm growing this year. I'm going to be growing tomatoes or what. I'll sell it because I know that um, they're going to grow something with it. And if they really want to get ahead of the game, they will use urine. But some people they got the ick factor and they won't use urine. I remember you getting at the end of the season sales from Home Depot. Yes, yes, that's right, that's right. You've been around for a while. You remember me doing that. And and the thing about getting that is just a wonderful thing. I bought all brand name stuff. I bought all these things, and I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you. Let's be real about it. I didn't see all that greatness about it. We didn't grow anything. I grew better with the urine, human urine, and I grew better also with my own compost than I did with. And another thing, you got some people going out buying cow manure, and I talked a lot about that in my earlier videos. I like cow manure. I like cow manure, but I'll be honest with you, cow manure can't touch human urine. It can't touch it, and I'll bank on that. It can't touch it as far as being able to stimulate a plant into growing quickly and give it a real healthy glow and a strong plant. It will not touch it. Calvino will not touch it. It won't touch it. It will grow a plant. Don't get me wrong. Cow manure, horse manure will grow a plant. Compost will grow a plant. But I know from what my experience, 20 years of gardening, and I know that it won't touch human urine. It won't touch it. Neither of the ones, none of the fertilizers that I mentioned will touch human urine. Human urine is like balanced. It doesn't change the pH in your soil. You can use it, and if you ever want to do any research on it, go and Google human urine chemical makeup. Look at what's in it. Then go grab a bag of your fertilizer that you have somewhere in a cabinet somewhere or in a garage and go look at it and compare the ingredients in both. And you can say, oh my God, the big head guy, the morning garden is right. He is right. Let me try this. Let me give it a try. And all you need to start out with, folks, is an empty jug. That's all you need. Empty jug. You don't need any fancy. And your watering can, when you put it in there, you put 1 part urine, human urine, and 10 parts of what we call beautiful thing it's called. I can't remember right now. Water. And that's it. Now, of course, I'm a little fancy. I got rainwater in my barrels outside. I use that water as opposed to using um, what's in the house, comes out of the house faucet. It just makes a superior product because it's raining. Rain is natural, so I use that. Another thing is um, when I use the urine, I make sure I measure everything correctly. I don't go over and add too much urine because urine can be used to grow a plant or urine can be used to kill a plant. Like if you use pure urine as opposed to Roundup and other kinds of weed killers. You can actually go around your yard and kill weeds with urine. Just pure urine, just pour it on there or spray it on there and it'll kill the plant. If you add water to it and dilute it, you can grow plants like this. Healthy, beautiful plant. And think about this, only been 3 weeks, folks. If I keep messing with this plant and feeding it this concoction, if you will, this plant will grow bigger and healthier, excuse me, and it will be just as shiny and it'll just be a beautiful thing. Now this will go back outside because I believe in, growing it outside. And I'm telling you something, folks. I could actually keep this in my house and it will not stink up my house. There's no smell in that. There's no smell in it. And I'm gonna tell you, I got another plant that's just as healthy, just as pretty. It's a Swiss chard, and it is all green. It doesn't have the red markings in it. So that being said, I'm a happy camper. This is going to be used this year for all of my vegetables, and it's real easy to do. You get two. If let's say you come into the spring, the way my garden is set up, I have a lot of growing space, but I believe 3 gallons will get me all the way through the year, and you're not worried about running out because you already going to the restaurant almost every day. But let's say if you put together 3 gallons, and when you add the 10 parts water to it, you see what I'm going with this? Your 3 gallons is actually, you treat them as concentrates, and then you just go ahead and add to them water. I mean, when you get ready to use them, you just take the top off and pour it in the water can, and you put 10 parts water, and you water your plants. You water around the base. Some people might not want to water the leaves. I water the leaves because I want it to get in there like that. That's what I want. I want it to rock it off. I want to hit the plant and have it jump out of the ground. That's what I like saying. And see the results. Now, it is fast acting. I want to make that very clear. Human urine is fast acting. You water a plant now, and you look at it in a week. But if you water it now and you look at it the next day, the first thing you're going to notice is that the plant has gotten firmer, as opposed to feeling soft and kind of limpy kind of feel to the plant. Once you water the plant with this solution, it's going to get firm, and you're going to notice it right off the bat. All right, folks, let me get out of your ear. I've been on here going on and on and on, and I want you to give it a try if you feel like you want to give it a try. If not, more power to you. But I'll be saving a ton of money on fertilizers because I don't need them anymore. If anything ever got rushed around here and got tough, got real messed up, you will still be able to feed yourself. And if somebody say, well, how can I feed myself if I don't have fertilizer? How can I feed myself if the box stores don't deliver fertilizer to you? How can you be able to grow your crops? Easy. Human urine. Thank you very much. This is the Morning Gardener, and this has been one of my favorite topics, which is human urine on your plants, on your potatoes, on your carrots, on your grapevines outside, your apple trees, your plum trees. It will cause you to say, oh my God, why didn't I do this before? Why didn't I do this before? And that's what you want to do. want to get to the point where you are definitely getting smarter as a gardener, as opposed to having issues with your plants, with the bugs eating them up and them growing extremely slow. You don't want to keep doing that because that's just too much time wasted using a product from a box store that could care less whether you have a healthy garden or not. As long as when you get to the register, you pay the money. And that's what they care about. And they put everything in these shiny bags. And when they put them in these shiny bags, guess what, folks? We run to the store and we go buy them. And when we get them, we're like, oh, boy, I can't wait to use this. Then you use it and notice that your plant is not growing any faster. I mean, really any faster than what you thought. I like the way human urine grows plants better than I like what they call that Miracle-Gro. Miracle-Gro was one of the fastest uh, uh, chemicals that grows plants. It's just that, with hands down, that's what it is. But human urine, in my opinion, grows plants faster and it gets a better result. Shiny leaves and that firmness that I see in these plants that I have, that I'm doing more tests on, they are just a better deal. They're a better deal. Plants absorb more fertilizer through their leaves, and you get a quicker reaction because you're fertilizing the plant through their leaves. And it's just a wonderful thing. This has been the Morning Gardener Show. Thank you very much for tuning in. And please remember to keep on growing. Thank you very much.